Welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're here at the top of the elevator, where, for a moment, it was playing the violins of tension, and I don't like that. So I'm going to pause it before I read this shout-out to Elthwar, who says, I'd question if returning the marker will resolve the problem, since I'm pretty sure the hallucination is caused by the marker, and I don't feel like it wants to go back to sleep. I guess we don't really have any other options at this point. And shout out to Justin Jones, who says, I am getting a lot of 4 legs good, 2 legs better vibes in the executive quarters area of the Ishimura, which is an extremely good way of saying that. I would like to take a brief moment to make the following observation about our good Captain Matthias. Fuck you and the planet cracker you rode in on. Well put. Here's the question, though. If Matthias had actually completed his mission, what would stop the Church from simply having him killed? No records, no proof, and one less loose end. I do believe that they would actually give him that spot they promised, except that he would be resting there a lot sooner than he had anticipated. Sorry about that. Justin continues. Oh yes, a lot sooner than anticipated, and then adds, wait a fucking minute, around timestamp, when did Isaac start to curse at the bodies he was stomping on, right? That shocked me, too. I was, very surprised by that. Though I had a comment specifically mentioning, shout out to Faye Otter, who says, fun fact about the dialogue you got when stomping, it does not matter where or what you stomp, just keep stomping and you will get more dialogue. Interesting. I also realized that I had like 2 thoughts I hadn't finished because of Necromorphs or the map or what have you. One of them was what happened to Mercer. And the other one was, well, I mentioned that I had been thinking that, I almost wish they didn't make this remake, even though it's great, because there's no more of it after this, and it's just, ripping the scab off the wound and making it fresh again. That we're never going to get any more Dead Space. But I'm trying to think about it positively, is what I, didn't get to. Like, that's an important part of it. I'm not just being a bummer here. I'm trying to look at this positively. EA might not know what they have with this. Honestly, this is one of the best remakes I've ever played, in that there don't seem to be any ways in which the original was superior. But, well, unless you really, really liked the slug. It's an engineering. Oh, right. I forgot how fucking sprawling it is. The way I'm looking at it is like, the game did inspire a whole bunch of stuff. There's a crate I can get there. On floor 4. And a level 2 room I didn't get into. But I would need to get down to floor 3 in order to reach there. Like there's, well, like, the general consensus is that it's not as well done as this one, but, there's the Callisto Protocol, the spiritual sequel to Dead Space. There's other horror games out there. Besides, you know, it did remind me of how awesome this stuff is. Back up already. Oh, for God's sake. I wonder. You know. Nope, you can't grab the spitter projectiles.
Emergency. Internal hull breaches detected.
I mean, if nothing else, we got to spend some more time with our old buddy Isaac Clarke. And that's neat. It was dead before the fanfare was over. Pretty good, because usually it kind of takes a few shots to take down a leaper. You don't got the giant legs to target. Wait, was, yes, this is making it so much easier. Was on the right floor? Oh, wait. Okay, I guess I will just go that way. Embarrassing. Love this. Oh, we ate this more. Where's the lurker? I mean, the leaper. Oh, it's both. Great. Baby, do the thing. Rest in peace. This one dropped line racks. This one dropped 100 credits. For once, I actually know. I'm just waiting for the air.
Exiting vacuum.
I mean, I'm still massively bummed that EA has no interest in either doing a remake of Dead Space 2 or a sequel to the remake of Dead Space 1 that isn't a remake of Dead Space 2. And you know, that's because they would have had to sell like 100 billion copies of this in order to break even or something crazy like that. Which is kind of the issue with modern game development. The people who only see things in terms of money can't see things as a success because everything costs so damn much. I remember hearing that, you know, Final Fantasy 15 is apparently an exceptionally well-made game, but the problem with it is that in order, they spent so much money on developing, God bless our pawns, We spent so much money on developing and marketing that game that in order to break even, it would have had to sell more copies than PS4s existed at the time when it came out. Platform storage, level 2.
Clearance confirmed.
I guess that confirms that the computer voice is in your suit. Is there air in here? No, better hurry. Oxygen tank schematics, that's kind of funny. Achievement unlocked, merchant. Collect all schematics. Hey! Medium med pack. 100 credits. Power node. Oh. Pulse rounds. And a power node. To join is to survive in blood on the wall. And more pulse rounds. And more pulse rounds. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these oxygen items, because I, didn't.
Warning. Structural integrity compromised. Warning. Structural integrity compromised.
That's not a good noise. It usually makes it sound when I'm attacked by swarmers or something. Yup. No air, though. There! Get off me, get off me! Hey, 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 hey! You back off. Oh, my bones and organs. Oh, and there's a locked fucking crate over here. I totally forgot I was looking for that. Fucking snap that guy's spine with one stomp. That was actually really tense, Justin, because I could see a bunch of swarmers and a divider hand crawling towards me. But until the door closed and the oxygen returned, the flamethrower was useless. Like the thing when I aimed, instead of an ammo counter, it was just a red bar. Master override. Unlock.
Logging security card.
Weapon upgrade. Gee, I wonder which one this is for. Given that it looks like a, I can't see the actual item, can't point my flashlight at it. Given that it looks like a serrated saw blade. Ripper upgrade. Oh, and here I thought it would be for the line gun. Uh-huh. Jeez, I didn't even see what it was called. Gotta be carbon fiber blades. Yeah, deflecting edges was Ripper blades gain an additional ricochet. Carbon fiber blades gains Ripper blades gain an additional ricochet. Yeah. Suit. Stasis zone size from 1.75 to 2.25. That was actually much higher than I expected. Good! I think I can max out air if I do this. I'm putting, from 100 seconds to 110 seconds. And more damage on the pulse rifle, because you could always use more damage on the pulse rifle. From 55 to 60, which is pretty good for a fully automatic weapon. Even if this is the last adventure I ever go on with Isaac Clarke, I'm glad I got to go on it, you know? Let me just look around one more time, make sure, because this is a very big map. What? Have I just never been in that room? It's not locked or anything. Oh my god, I haven't! There's one of these mailboxes on the wall, these security phones. I haven't seen one of these in ages. I'm gonna make sure there's no Necromorphs in here before I do that, because, I don't want it to get interrupted or anything. Nothing burst out of the toilets this time. That's an improvement. Okay, cool. 100. Fuck me! Whoever was in charge of maintenance for the shower heads on the Ishimura deserved to be torn apart by Necromorphs. Shit. Okay, I guess I have to just spell this one out very explicitly for Justin, huh? No God, no fear. The first one is N-O, the second one is K-N-O-W. Then, no God, no fear. K-N-O-W, and then N-O. So, you fear for, the universe if you don't believe in religion, because if there's, nothing afterwards, any death will just be oblivion. But if you're a religious fanatic and you believe, like the Unitologists do, nothing scares you because you know that convergence is inevitable. Oh. It was the automated air washer, even though it has the push button, receive bacon button signs on it. Honestly, if it had been me doing like the textures in this game, I would have had someone scroll that just under those signs. Push button, receive bacon. Alright.
Security request retrieved.
We need help down in engineering.
Temple.
Danvers, get those wires off. Tell him to shut out. I don't want to. Christ, Henderson, your teeth. He's pulling his teeth out. Just hold it. Where the fuck is security? Oh, God. He's dead. No, he's alive, but he hit that sink pretty hard. His own teeth. Chief, what the hell is happening? I don't know. Cancel security request. Henderson needs the medical bay. And a shrink.
I guess the idea is that these messages you find in those boxes are intership calls, and those are records of them. Oh, yeah. There's a pair of pliers all in a sink, and this sink and the mirror in front of it are completely covered in blood. Is it weird that I didn't think anything of the tool sitting there? Jeez, I'm really glad I checked the map. There was a room I hadn't been to right behind me. That's another one. God damn it. Alright, how do I get there? Oh. Son of a bitch. There was a key items button all along. I feel embarrassed for not realizing that. Master Override Keycard. A keycard of the compiled Master Security Override authorization. Assigned to Isaac Clarke, which is in quotes for some reason. Captain's Rig. The surviving core of Captain Matthias's rig. Yeah, I needed that for the quest that brought me to the morgue in the first place. Fuel Station Keycard. An access card with permissions for the South Refueling Station and Engineering. Crew Deck Keycard, the Crew Deck Supervisor's keycard, intended to unlock the deck's main entrances in case of an emergency. Exec Quarters Keycard, a keycard with permissions for the executive quarters on the crew deck. Bailey's Rig, this trampled core is all that remains of Comm Officer Bailey's rig. Benson's Rig, this cracked but operative core of Tram Supervisor Benson's rig. Dallas's Rig, the blood-stained core of Supervisor Dallas's rig. That makes sense, yeah. Holt's Rig, the once-infested core of Lieutenant Commander Holt's rig. Rousseau's Rig, the mangled but still active core of Chief Engineer Rousseau's rig. She was the one who climbed into the machine. Volker's Rig, the scratched but functional core of Hangar Supervisor Volker's rig. White's Rig, the vacuum-damaged remains of First Officer White's rig. And, Mercer's Room Code, a record of the code to Dr. Mercer's room recovered from Dr. Kine's audio log. Interesting. Okay, back to where I was. Great. Wait a minute, there was a bench just over there. Didn't they just use that? Am I losing my mind? Oh, bad question to ask in this game. Oh, no, those are schematics I found. Yes. Not an upgrade. Yeah, just so we're clear, yes, I do intend to play the Callisto Protocol eventually. I have it for, I have it, so I might as well. Kick you apart.
Exiting vacuum. Emergency. Deck evacuation.
As for
protocols
Dr.
are in
Mercer,
effect.
I might be remembering this wrong because, again, I did play the game in 2011. But, the way I remember it is that... The way I remember it is that Isaac destroys the hunter in pretty much the same way he did here. Incinerating it through the ship's engines. Very clever. I mean, it even works with D&D rules. The only thing that can permanently injure something that regenerates is fire, or acid, I think. But we didn't have acid. The point is, he destroys the hunter, and I guess Mercer saw that he didn't have any cards left to play, since that was the only necromorph he could control or influence in any way. So he calls Isaac and makes it abundantly clear that he, yeah, right, okay. So he calls Isaac and he makes it abundantly clear that he, doesn't regret anything, that he'd do it again if he could, if he had the chance, and that he's still sure he's right, essentially. I don't remember what his last words were. But, I do remember how it played out. Finishes the conversation. And then, where am I? Interesting. He finishes the conversation with Isaac, and then as part of the video call, because it was a video call, he wasn't there in person, he just opens a door to his room, and then turns around to happily greet the infector he let in. Specifically, he holds his arms out wide and walks towards it like he's going to give it a big hug. And as it's leaping on him, the call cuts out. And I thought, at the time I played the game, that this is the last time we ever heard from the man. And this is the door right here. Would have been nice to find this here. It's a bench, 100 credits, and plasma. Can't move that, nothing hidden behind it. Okay. I mean, it is just a door. It apparently never opened it. How much I got lost in this game. You'd think I'd have stumbled into stuff like that more often. I thought that was the last time I ever saw Mercer, but I found out after the fact that I was apparently wrong. Because a while after that, like a short while after that, you find yourself facing... Well, you open a door, and there's an infector having its way with a body on the other side. Shit. In there. And, of course, you know, the body is meant to be Dr. Mercer, but I had no idea at the time, and neither did a lot of people. Oof, loud rim. As I was saying, neither did a lot of people, because it's considered a specifically disappointing or unsatisfying moment of the original game. That you never, the only time Mercer shows up as a Necromorph, they didn't make a unique model. It's just an enhanced slasher, and he has no head. You know, because the enhanced slasher model does not have the facial features of Dr. Chalice Mercer.
Emergency. All personnel proceed to your designated safe zone immediately.
Schematics submitted. Item now available for purchase. Oxygen tank. Schematics submitted. Item now available for purchase. Contact energy. Excuse me. Why, yes, I did hear that guy in the background. Didn't mean I couldn't finish what I was doing. You know, so you take down the slasher, and that's the end of it. And most people don't even realize that it's Mercer, so... The reason I bring it up is that I have been thinking about it intensely since then. And his last... I think it's interesting that in this game, his last words were something like, "No! You promised!" It was suggested to me by Ragnarok 1945 that the reason they changed Hammond's death was because Hammond is the one who told Isaac how to kill brutes, and that's true in the original as well, and that it would be, you know, it would lessen the character to have him suddenly flailing around and unable to take down a brute when it kills him. Maybe he was out of stasis. But, I bring it up because I think they did a change like that in this game for the opposite reason. To lessen the character. Because Dr. Chalice Mercer was very convinced that he was special somehow. That he was different. I think he genuinely thought that the marker was going to let him go so that he could go off and become its prophet. He could gather, its recruiter. Hey, come with me and I'll show you this planet with tons of minerals. It's excellent. You know, just luring people in to become Necromorphs. The thing is, we should drop him in behind me before I get to the door. More with feeling. So I think the reason they changed Mercer's death in this game, frankly, is that having him realize that his plans were not the marker's plans is satisfying to the player. That those were that was not how he expected himself to go out. I thought he might be, you know, converged alive because he was such a true believer. I think the reason he no longer sacrifices himself to an infector and becomes a necromorph is to ensure that the character of Dr. Mercer doesn't get to go out on his own terms. Because quite frankly, fuck that guy.
Hydroponics.
Not a great dude.
Now arriving at hydroponics.
You know, now instead of getting to be an enhanced slasher, he gets to be part of the corruption, or possibly part of whatever it is that's waiting for me in the hangar bay. But, yeah, I've been going way over time, so I'm BurningDogFace. I'll see you on the next episode of Let's Play Dead Space. And I hope you have a great day till then. Later.